Welcome to the Card Hunter. Ziggy now here, going over the rules for this channel and the breaks that I'll be buying into as we go into 2024. So, number one rule I'm talk about the rule, and I'm going to talk about the exceptions to the rule. Okay, I will be buying PYT breaks when I go in my sports card safaris. Okay, when I'm going out hunting, it's going to be the PYT is my weapon of choice. I'm not doing fillers. I'm not doing random teams. I'm not doing serial number breaks. I'm also only going to hunt hobby. Only going to hunt hobby, PYT. That's my weapon of choice. That's my strategy for 2024. Now, let me talk about the exceptions because there will be exceptions. Fillers. What is a filler? Fillers typically when they're trying to close the break. There's 4 teams left or one big team left, and they do a raffle. One team's $1,000, so for $100 you get 1 in 10 shot at the team, and they run the filler, and someone gets a team. I don't like fillers. Rule number 1, PYTs only. However, when a filler would come into play, let's say, for example, of the Spurs, it's $1,000 for the Spurs, and I feel like I can go ahead and take a calculated risk and buy 8 of the 10 spots, so I have an 80% chance of winning that spot at a discount of $800. That is an example of a filler. It's a risky play. I do not recommend it. It's a calculated risk that you're going to get something at a discount. You could lose $800, okay? So I don't like fillers, but you might see me play a filler. The other example is you might have 5 teams available, and the top 5 teams, you get a 50-50 shot at getting a filler at 10 spots, and those 5 teams might be good teams that I would calculate as having the right risk. I might take a filler shot. But for the most part, I do not recommend, and I will not participate in fillers. I will not fill the break. I will not chase random teams to get chase fillers to win teams. So it's PYT only. Pay the money, pick your team, go after the box, the case, hobby only. No random teams. One of the styles in breaks is random teams. I understand why random teams are done. I don't like random teams. I'm not going to do random teams. There will be exceptions to that. There might be time I cannot get product. Or let's say, for example, 5 of the 30 teams, I calculate the risk as being great enough, so I buy 10 of the 30 teams, so I have increase my odds of getting. There might be calculated times where I would buy into random teams, but for the most part, I plan to follow rule number 1, PYT only hobby boxes. No serial number breaks. No serial numbers, no, I don't want to say no PY player breaks, but I'm going to try to stay away from them. Fade both those. They're risky, they're dangerous. There will be exceptions. Maybe in flawless, maybe in NT, you buy the 10 spot, you buy the 1 spot, whatever it might be, but I'm going to try to fade from those. In fact, ideally, if the safaris are very fruitful, maybe you use a little bit extra meat to take a risk in one of those. But for the most part, rule, if you remember this, Ziggy, the rule is PYT only, hobby boxes. Let's stay focused on that. A couple other things. Price and availability are very important to me. I'm not going to argue that I'm always going to get the best price when I buy a break. I'm going to try to share with you the price of the breaks. I will often say the advertised price of the break is blank. There might be times where I have negotiated a lower price for that break. I'm not going to disclose that if that negotiation was meant to be kept private. I don't want to say this the wrong way, but for example, I bought into breaks where a breaker will call me and say, hey, look, I'll sell you this team for this much if you buy this. And I will make multi-case break deals, which gets me a better price. But it's not the advertised price, and I don't want to disclose this relationship that might happen or does not happen, but I will tell you the advertised price. So my goal will always be to share with you what the advertised price and make that advertised price be the best price. Availability is also important. Getting access to certain products, certain cases. Again, as we get through Prism Hobby is going to go fast. 2 months from now, it'll be hard to find Prism Hobby breaks, but the retail breaks will come. And there will be exceptions where I might go into retail product breaks. Contenders retail, no. Prism retail, yes. Right? So price and availability are key. Also, understand, I'm going to do everything I can to share with you the rewards of the breaking. What do we sell cards for? But I'm going to be cautious as we get cards in, they might have comps that, this is comped for $500, or if this gems, it'd be a $2,000 card. I'll be careful what I say there, because my goal is not to get things and immediately sell them. If I do immediately sell them, I'll let you know. In fact, my goal is to share with you the immediate sales. What are the final sales? Those sales data I expect will come out weeks after the sales are completed, right? And I will share with you how I'm selling, whether it's on ComC, whether it's, through eBay, whether it's through DC87, whatever I'm doing, I'll share that with you. But it will be delayed because I don't want to, in fact, I don't want you to see a card in my break and then have an influence on whether or not you buy it coming up. I will probably wait for these safaris to be published after certain things have happened, if that makes sense. So those are the rules of the channel. PYT Hobby Box Only. Keep that in mind.